What's up, YouTube? Mr. Llama here, and today we're going to be doing a guide for the Holy Free Zealot. This is going to be pretty similar to your standard Zealot build, but it's going to be definitely a little bit safer. You'll be running that Holy Freeze aura or getting it from Doom or something, and can kind of play through the game in a little bit more safety. Definitely a viable build. I would say that this build is probably in the like B to C tier, high C, low B tier for kind of starting out. You can have fun with it. It's going to be not quite as big on the damage and everything. It'll be a little slow through the game, but I think it's definitely fun. I'll put it B tier actually, because if you run with a party, they'll enjoy you having Holy Freeze to slow stuff down. Now, first, we'll just talk about the Paladin overall and the stats. You have the starting stats right there. You have your life and mana per vitality and energy point and per character level. So all of that is great for this character, makes him very tanky. And down in the bottom right, you do have the frames. Below, I will have a link to how frames and breakpoints all work, but it is important to note those. And as you can also see with Holy Shield in the very bottom right, the Paladin blocks extremely quickly. So that is very, very good for him. Jumping over to the skill build, let me pull that up. Oh, it lost the page for some reason. That was weird. We can see this is how I would have my maxed out build be for not this character. There we go. For the Holy Free Zealot right here. This is where the maxed out build is going to be. And this can alter slightly. This is what I would have at 96, I guess, technically, because there's 3 points remaining. Once again, you could put like a couple points there if you wanted. But basically, you're going for the big damage over here. For your Holy Freeze to get all of that massive added damage to it, and then Zeal and Sacrifice. Now, if you would like, you can also spend some points or change this Holy Freeze into Fanaticism if you're running Doom and using the Doom Holy Freeze instead and all of that stuff. Kind of up to you on how you would like to play that, but that's just kind of an alternative depending what sort of weapon that you have. But how do we get to there is always the question that a lot of people ask. So let's jump into the leveling right here and talk a little bit about how we're going to level this character. Now, obviously, you can't start Holy Freeze until level 18. So until then, you can go level 2, and then you can put a point here from your Den of Evil. You can go 3, 4, 5, and then at level 6, you get Holy Fire. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. At 12, I put a point into Zeal. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and then at 18 you can get into Holy Freeze. Now at this point you can either just start pumping the points into Holy Freeze, or you could actually respec, take all those additional points and shove them into Resist Cold, right? Because that's going to boost up the aura for Holy Freeze right there, right? You can see 15% cold damage per level that you jam over into Resist Cold. So you could put all those points there. Then from there, you're just going to be jamming up and just maxing out your Holy Freeze. Pretty simple. Once you have that maxed out, you can just pump up your Resist Cold until that's maxed out. And then you have Salvation. And you can just pump Salvation until Salvation is maxed out. Any time along the way, feel free to also, with your like Isual points and whatever stuff, work towards getting a point in Holy Shield. And you can put a couple points in here just to increase the duration, make it a little bit nicer. This will be useful just for blocking as you're playing through the game. Very helpful and good for all of that. So that's kind of as you choose. I would say end of normal, somewhere at the start of Nightmare is when I'd start to really look at getting Holy Shield active and making it an actual thing. But yeah, other than that, you're really just pumping Holy Freeze, Resist Cold, Salvation, and then your build's done. You got it. It's a very simple build from there, and then you can start pumping your Zeal up after that. But I would focus on the Holy Freeze damage more than I would on the Zeal. Yes, this does add a little bit of this attack rating bonus, which is nice, but we'll be wanting to get more attack rating from other places and such. Stats-wise, I'm doing enough strength for gear, enough dexterity for max block, and then everything else in vitality. Shouldn't really need anything in energy for this build. It's not like that mana intensive at all. And so that's going to be kind of the standard there. Starting out, generally, you're just going to put enough strength so you can wear, like, paladin shields that you find. Because there's certain paladin shields where it's like, oh, if I have, 38 strength or 37 strength or whatever it is, I can, you know, get 15 all res from this shield. So you're just going to be looking for that sort of stuff. In terms of while you're leveling with dexterity, you're going to be putting some dexterity, 3 points vitality, 2 points dexterity every level once you have Holy Shield active and you're going for max block, and that'll keep you at that max block. The only thing to say is make sure that your Holy Shield is active before you check to see if you have maximum block or not. Because if it's not active, you're going to be missing out on the additional 20-30% that it provides, right? So, with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about some gear now and get into the fun of all of that. So, obviously, first things first, you want to get yourself an Annie. You want to get yourself a Pally Torch if you can. Those are going to be very nice right there. I also do like to have combat skillers on this character. You could also rock charms that are, you know, some like 220s and things like that, because you are going to have physical damage as well, and getting +2 attack rating is also nice. So getting things like that could be useful. But PCOMs are going to be pretty solid here as well, as you are going to be actually offensive auras I kind of would like as well, right? PCOM is going to boost your Zeal up. Offensive aura is going to boost your Holy Freeze. Honestly, both of them would be totally fine. PCOM also adds to Holy Shield, though, which is kind of like a nice little added extra. But honestly, either one of those skillers is going to be pretty good for this character. Or like I say, just stacking up with this, stacking up with hit recovery and res, putting just, you know, big resistance, big life mana charms, whatever sort of stuff you want for your charms to fill out can be very solid. Now, in terms of items for this character and what we're going to be wearing, let me just equip a few things really quickly. There's honestly a few different options, but like I said, there's kind of some ways that you can do this. Let me go back here. I actually kind of want to get a COA here. Put that on. You know, we can have a little fun with this. Where's my Ravenfrost? That's some dual leech, sure, and a Ravenfrost, perfect. And let's grab a Verdungos and boots. Let's get some Gores probably, and a High Lords. And we've got the CTA. Perfect. So this right here, I would say, is a pretty standard, solid setup. Where's my Exile at? There it is. We can also have that there. This is a pretty standard, solid setup right here. And this would be using the Holy Freeze from Doom, which then means I can actually place points into Fanaticism and use Fanaticism on my own, and then have the Doom from the Holy Freeze as well, right? So it's very nice right there. I like the COA on this character because you can put two times cold facets in it, and then it's just a ball and helm. You could also run like a Nightwings with a cold facet or something if you wanted, but I think this is like, you get so much DR and res and hit recovery. It's a very, very nice helm and kind of a added bonus for the Paladin, which I really like. High Lords, IAS, and skills is great. Haas or Exile, I think both are totally fine. For this build, both are going to be very solid. Fortitude, you get the big ED, which is really nice. Doom is going to use the level 12 Holy Freeze, but it's going to get the synergies from everything that I've put in. So that's the nice thing. You still want to put into Resist Cold and Salvation. Both of those are still going to help out there. That's the same thing like when you have dreams and things like that, right? You can put like Lightning Mastery, or you can, on a Tesla, you know, whatever stuff. You can put into Resist Lightning and stuff. Anyways, Laying of Hands is great for the IAS, the damage for demons, and fire res. Having a dual leech is really nice because, like I said, you will have good physical damage on this character. And so being able to leech is really solid. For Dungos, just for more DR, Vitality, FHR. I mean, right here you can see this is already 28% DR just across those two pieces, so that's very helpful. Ravenfrost is great. Cannot be frozen. Attack rating, Dex, Cold Absorb. This is best in slot on pretty much any character that can be, that's like melee or uses attack speed. And then Gore Riders, of course, Crushing Blow, Deadly Strike, and Open Wounds. So this is going to be pretty much your kind of like top build. If you don't want to run Doom, you could run something like Grief. Additionally, you could run something like Last Wish, which gives you that Might Aura, which is really nice. Obviously more expensive. But you get the level 17 Might Aura. You can get Fade and Life Tap procs and all that stuff, which is really, really nice. So this is kind of more of like a defensive build. Also in a defensive build, you could run a Phoenix, put it in a Paladin shield, obviously, but you could have this, so then you can have that Redemption Aura, which would be very helpful for your character, just to kind of help out there. You can have a Kira's. That can be a super, like, safety build piece right there to add in. And honestly, just by, like, swapping these 3 things out, and you could even put, like, Drax on if you wanted for even more, procking. But that'd be a lot of life tap proc. But regardless, these are kind of some things to like really make this a safety build, because now I'm going to have my Holy Freeze, I'm going to have the Redemption, I'm going to have the Might Aura, I'm going to have massive resistances. I mean, I don't even have all my charms and everything to where I really max out, but you'll be able to get like tons of res from all of it, and you can just do a lot. It's going to be a very, very good build for the character. This is if you really want to be, like I said, super, super safe. And then if you want more budget, because some people will be like, but hey, wait a second, Mr. Llama, I can't afford a Last Wish right now. Like, what are we talking about? What are some things that we can do in place of that? Well, let's go ahead and kind of talk through some things. So first, the runeword Oath would be fantastic. You could also make something like an Honor. This is just like nice and easy. Amel Ith to your soul. Nightmare Countess. You can farm all those runes. Get yourself a nice little 5 open socket Nout or some sort of War Axe or whatever thing and just put it into that. Naga. And you can just run around and smack dudes with that. Starting out, you can really just use simple things. Tau Flail. You can use a Malice. You can use a Steel. Getting a Strength and a better weapon base, but for the Crushing Blow and stuff is nice. Getting a Black. Moving forward, getting things like Nord's Tenderizer. This is a fantastic weapon. Look at that. He gets some added cold damage, bonus attack rating, IAS. Really, really great. Dark Clan Crusher is, okay for kind of level 34. It's not terrible. Flesh Render would be really solid. Crushing Blow, Deadly Strike, Open Wounds. So a lot of the clubs are actually really nice. And then even something like a Redeemer or Heaven's Light or anything like that, right? Just big old meaty sticks that are just going to whack dudes up. Whack dudes. It's just going to be really what you want to go for. You could also do like Shershel Frost to just have even more damage and more cold, right? Just everything like that, right? So there's a lot of different scepters and weapons and things, but definitely starting out, like I say, I love making just like an Honor or an Oath or something like that when you get to that like Nightmare, and that'll really carry you a far way in this game. In terms of armors, Stealth to start is just going to be amazing. Twitch Throw, IAS, very helpful, right? Being able to hit faster, some strength and dex. Duress is amazing. I mean, this is great for any melee character, any character that really hits physical damage. This is just a super big armor. Treachery, if you get a Lemrune. This one is ethereal, so this is for a mercenary, but like Treachery is fantastic. Massive IAS, Fade, and Venom, that'll all benefit your character greatly. Always recommended. Smoke can be decent. And then even random things like a Viper Magi and stuff. It's not like great for this character, but you get res and skill. That's still nice. Duriel Shell, Spirit Shroud, those are both going to be great options. And they have Canopy Frozen, which we love. And we need to get somewhere if we don't have the Ravenfrost. Rings and stuff. Angelics. If we need more attack rating, Angelic combination is always the way to go. Remember, you just get a massive boost. I mean, I'm level 99, but still, you get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of attack rating, and dexterity, and 75 to life. Very solid combination. Always a good one. Dwarf stars are nice with life. Nagel rings have the attack rating. Sarakin's Chance isn't bad. Even things like Seraph's Hymn, you get some nice damage and attack rating, and then you also get plus to skills, which is really good. So we actually really like that. I have Etlich would be okay. Mahim Oak, you get a little boost to attack rating. A lot of things that would be good there. In terms of belts, if you really need the Cannot Be Frozen, Deaths is very simple. Also, if you can get the gloves, it becomes a really good combo piece. Glove and boot, or glove and belt are really solid. String of Ears is really nice for more DR. 10 IIS on Nosferatu's, and Slow's Target is nice. Gold Wrap has the IIS. Big Life Belt from the Plated Belt. Lots of different options here. All of them are going to be really solid. In terms of shields, you'll want to find Paladin shields with plus to resistances, and then you can make Rhyme or Ancient's Pledge in those pretty early on. Rhyme is like usually a best in slot when you're just playing solo through the game, because it's hard to get Cannot Be Frozen, and this is like the perfect place to get Cannot Be Frozen. So put this onto something and you'll be great right there. If you have another source, I love Ancient's Pledge and a Paladin Shield. That's always very solid. Additionally, Spirit in a Paladin Shield is also really good. But once again, you'll want Cannot Be Frozen more than anything, I would definitely say. Sanctuary is solid. Moser's is great. You know, there's different options that are also decent for this character. In terms of helms, you're probably just going to be stacking big res on your helm like this. You could look for like some +1 skills lore. This wouldn't be a terrible helm at all to get. And you get some resistances. But if you're lacking on res, this can be a good place to do it. Just jam some runes into a helmet. Or if you find like Iratha's, you can socket it and put something in it. Or something like Rockstopper, which is just an amazing helm. Gives you DR and res and vitality, hit recovery, all that stuff. So really some nice things. Yeah, things like Peasant Crown would also be solid for this character. Not terrible at all. Gloves wise, probably looking for IAS is going to be like a main thing, I would say, while you're playing through early until you can kind of get that late game. Sanders, Blood Fist, even just like shopping some. You can just go and shop 20 IAS gloves with res on them or whatever stuff. So that can be super nice. And then boots wise, you can run some like Gores, you can run some Goblin Toes, but very early on, Hisaris boots, you know, just get some faster run walk on your boots, get some res, get some life, right? Water walks are very nice. Early level boots there, level 32 required. Inferno strides are really nice. You can just shop some like faster run walk res boots. Natalia's boots are some of my favorite boots to find. Dual res, faster run walk. And then, you know, Alders are amazing, right? Of course, you get big fire res, life, faster run walk, all that stuff. So I would definitely recommend like Gores or Goblin Toes, but if you can't even get those, there's a lot of boots that are going to be pretty solid. So that's kind of cover stuff for this character. Now for the Mercenary, I would definitely say you have a few different options. One, you can actually run a diamond bow. Let me see if I have, or a great bow. Faith. I really like having this on a Mercenary. So this is if you're running Holy Freeze, then you can pick up an Act 1 Mercenary and put Faith on it, so then you get the Fanaticism while you run the Holy Freeze. That can be a nice, fun little option to do. So I really like having an Act 1 Mercenary on this character. Actually kind of fun. If you don't want to do that and you want to run the Act 2 Mercenary, then your best bet's probably going to be your standard Infinity, Fortitude, and Andes. And this gives you the Conviction, this gives you the Fortitude for the ED and all the defense for them, and then some lifesteal, of course, and strength and everything from the helm. Very nice common setup for this character that's going to be super, super solid. Some other options, of course, Treachery, right? That's a great one. Smoke is a great one. Shaft Stop's a great one. Gladiator's Bane is fine. I mean, there's a lot of different armors. Stone that you can put on them. You just kind of want to tank them up, make them a little tanky. For helms, you usually want to get some nice lifesteal. So, you know, lifesteal and life. Lifesteal and life right here. Lifesteal and life right here. And then Vamp Gaze, also same thing. And these are also decent helmets for you to wear, by the way, with budget helms as well, right? Like if you find this, it's actually a nice helmet. If you find that, yeah, that's actually a nice helmet. Like we still have physical damage, and so these would actually not be bad budgets for you either. In terms of weapons, Obedience is really cheap and super nice. Insight is really cheap and super nice. Reaper's Toll, if you find it, can be really great with the Decrepify, but be careful, it does overwrite. So, you know, he'll overwrite like if you proc Life Tap or something. Bone Hew's really nice. Tomb Reaver's nice. I mean, there's a lot of great big old pokey weapons, and Honor would be good early on for your Mercenary as well. Just shove it like in this, you know, right there. Lots of things like that. But yeah, overall, this is really a super chill character. I mean, I think he does extremely well, and he's, like I say, the biggest thing is he's going to be really, really nice for survivability purposes. And so you can hang out because you can see everything is frozen, right? My Holy Freeze spans the whole screen, and a big thing is, even if a monster is cold immune, they're still gonna get hit by my Holy Freeze, right? So there's no way that like they're not getting hit there. And so that's like a really nice thing for this character, is they're always gonna get slowed no matter what, because it actually has a different effect. See, that guy's cold immune, but he still gets slowed because it's not the cold damage, it's a slowing effect that cannot be resisted. So yeah, it ends up just being super nice, and it's just honestly a really great character to play through the game. I hope that you guys have fun with it, and I hope this gives you a little bit of information so you can enjoy and play through. Anyways, thanks for watching, YouTube. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.